I'm doing a quick walk around video of this Nissan Elgrand. It's a 2003 model with 72,000 miles on it. Purpose of the video is I'm going to post this on Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree. The vehicle is up for sale, and it's not always easy for people to come view a vehicle at the moment. What with the petrol issue and many other issues we've been having recently, I thought this would be useful. So as you can see, the condition is very, very good. I would say exceptionally good. It is a 2003 model. It has one or two little tiny things, but when I say tiny, I really do mean tiny. There's a minor little dent here, but it's so minor it'll hardly pick up on the camera. But I mention it because it gives you an indication of how good this vehicle is. If that's worth mentioning, it gives you a sense of the condition of this vehicle. There is no other mark on the bodywork. Every panel is spotless, not even a parking dent, the little trolley dents, car park dents, none of those things. The bodywork is absolutely perfect. Even little small things like your headlights on a 2003 model vehicle start to cloud up, but these are crystal clear, as you can see. The only other thing to mention on the bodywork is that the tiny little crack there, it's been like that ever since I've had the vehicle. But again, this headlight too, absolutely clear. Car has just been MOT'd, so it has 12-month MOT. Things that came up in the MOT, because I want to be open as honest as possible. The tyres are in, the tread is fine, it's past its MOT, but they're old. The vehicle hasn't done much mileage over the last 3-4 years. It's only done about, I don't know, maybe less than 10,000 miles. I think considerably less than that. The tyres are a bit old. They're perfectly fine. MOT passed, no issue there. But it was raised. But you will see the tyres. Tread is absolutely fantastic. There's nothing obvious about the tyre other than the fact that they're old. Also, the brakes were mentioned in the MOT. The brakes, they said, were at 40%. So to me, that's still quite a bit of life left on them. In fact, if you're able to see in there, I don't know how well the camera's picking this up. To me, those are more than 40%. They seem like 50% plus, maybe even more than that, really. They were done 2-3 years ago, and since then the vehicle's done no more than 10,000 miles, as I mentioned, and I think it's done a lot less than 10,000. Discs and pads were done in 2018. I have the receipt for that. And again, you'll see the tyre tread is absolutely fine. It's just because, being honest, the tyre is old, but it's perfectly fine. There are a few minor scratches on the back bumper. You could touch those up with touch-up paint. In fact, I will supply some touch-up paint with the vehicle because I have some. I've just never got around to touching these little things up. I've got some from Nissan for this vehicle because this white vehicle, the white color in this vehicle is a slight pearlescent type white. So a regular touch-up paint will not do the trick. It will show. You don't want to do that. You do want to use a genuine Nissan color-coded touch-up paint, and I do have some of that, so I'll supply that with the vehicle. Which you'll see, all the headlights, absolutely, or backlights rather, rear lights absolutely clear, no damage. It truly is in exceptional condition, this car. It's not built like your typical European UK supplied vehicle. It is far, far better than that. Honestly, the quality of these vehicles is phenomenal. Build quality is amazing. They're just strong, robust, and if you've not seen one of these, go take a look. If you're interested in getting an 8-seater vehicle, there is nothing like this on the market. I was looking for an 8-seater for quite some time. I came across one of these, and after that I just had to have one of these because nothing compared to. I've had 3 8-seater vehicles or 7-seaters. I've had a Spass at one point, a 2004 model, I think that was some time ago though. That was like 10 years ago, to be honest. So it's got some time ago. And then I had a Mitsubishi Grandis, a Galaxy, and this, and there's just no comparison. When I get in this vehicle, it feels like a vehicle that's 3-4 years old, and I genuinely mean that, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you get a chance to get in one of these. It drives like a modern current vehicle. It's incredibly smooth. No sounds that no weird engine sounds. It's what can I say, really? It's far beyond the average 7-seater MPV people carrier type vehicle you get in this country. Okay, so that's the exterior. I think I've given quite a detailed view of the exterior. There's probably very little else to show you. So let's go into the interior. So the interior is as good as the exterior, possibly even better, in the sense its condition is excellent. You'll see from the doors, cards and everything, no marks, no scratches, no dirt. It really is in very good order. You've got a couple of things fitted there. One to the left, that little box with a wire coming out of it. That is it's of no use here in this country. That's actually from Japan. It is like a toll, automated toll booth type RF card, of no use here. So you can see it's unplugged. That there, the little red switch, is for the fog lights. I think the rear fog lights. They don't come standard in Japanese cars, so as a part of the import regulations, you've got to have fog lights fitted. That's what that does. That's basically the only difference. But yeah, you'll see the whole dashboard. There's no scratches. It's absolutely spotless. Nothing worn out. It's actually quite remarkable that there are no signs of wear, even here. I mean, when I point things out, there'll be the tiniest things, because that's all there is to point out. So when I'm talking things like a tiny little scratch there, obviously you really have to see it in person to appreciate how good condition the car's in. We have twin sunroofs, which I'll open in a second. Looking in from the side door, so it is automatic. The door will open by itself. This is the back seating area. It's like a little living room in here. We've got a couple of chairs facing this way. These can revolve around. It's very easy. You have that little lever there. You pull that and you turn the seat and it will swivel around. So there's swivel on the spot. So I have 2 seats facing that way and a 3-seater bench at the back. So yeah, it's a nice chunky seats, very comfortable seats. I'm not sure if you get an appreciation of the space in here from the video. I'm going to try and give you the best I can. A little table there in the middle. It's removable. It's just something sat on top of another seat. This does remove. Seat does go back and become another seat. On the sides here you have little storage spaces, cup holders, some top trumps in there. You're not going to want those. There you go. Twin cup holder. That is your rear windows, electric switch for that rear window there. If you can see the mechanism on there that activates that. Same on the other side, obviously, same thing. Ceiling lights there. There's a soft fade in and out as they come on and off. AC vents in the roof. AC in this vehicle is absolutely fantastic. I can't tell you how good it is. If I sit back here, turn around, you see you get a nice, great view from back here. It feels so spacious. My legs are fully stretched out and there's so much space. There's very little else to show you, I suppose. There's got armrests. There's the remote control, which I shall locate. So here's the remote. That remote control controls the AC. I'm pretty sure it's just for the back it controls the AC, and from the front you control it from the front controls right there in the middle. But yeah, it's there should you want it. Oh no, you can also control the sunroof from here, from the controls. So someone sat at the back here can use the remote to open the sunroof, which is kind of nice. I'll do that in a minute. You've got a couple of AC vents here as well, both with lights fitted. Again, that's a part of the door light, so when you open and close the door, these lights come on and off. And right at the front there, on the roof, in front of the sunroof, you've got, again, a couple of lights for the front. So it's well lit. The lighting is fantastic. It's just a really nice place to be. I mean, in the sense that it's comfortable. In the back, it just feels like first class travel. And the vehicle rides so smoothly and so quietly that it really is nice. I don't know of another vehicle for sale in this country that provides this level of comfort for such little money. So let's go to the dashboard. I'll show you some of the switches, what they do, and the sunroof and so on, and we'll start the car up. Just before I do that, I'll show you with both doors open. It's got a nice nice open feel when you open the side doors. It's nice and airy, and yeah, it's just so it's good access because the doors are open nice and wide on both sides, and so walking in and out is nice and easy. And unlike regular 7-seaters that we get in this country, you can walk in and sit right at the back with no folding seats or anything like that. Just come in and out, as easy as that. So this is the key for the car. It's in a little leather wallet type thing, case. It stays in there. You don't need to take it out there. You can take it out there should you wish, but you don't need to. It's a keyless entry, so long as you've got the key with you, when you open the door, this will open and close. Well, if the doors are shut, they're not at the moment. I can lock the car by pressing that button, and equally I can unlock it by pressing that button. I just need the key in my pocket, that's all. As long as the key is close by, doesn't need to be right on top of the dash there, but that's where I've got now. The car will start up, and when it does, dashboard lights up nicely, and you'll see in a second all the lights that need to go off will go off. The indicator there showing the 2 back doors are open, which they are. It's showing that the handbrake is on, which it is, and the seatbelt isn't on, which all of that is true. You've got an information system there, which isn't a great deal of use, I'll be honest. It just looks nice. Tells you fuel consumption and probably other things that I don't understand because it's in Japanese. The buttons are all self-explanatory. You know, you've got your AC controller there. It's left and right control. And this lot here is all for the information system, which does work. It's not that it doesn't work, it's just that I don't know what it means mostly. There you go. But that said, it is very useful. I'm wrong, I said it's not useful. It is, because when you throw the car in reverse, you've got a reverse camera, which in a car like this you really do need. Well, I need at least. Back into drive. What else is there? You've got a little storage space there. You have more storage here, or your cigarette lighter, whatever it is. You've got a little I have the cigarette lighter for this, by the way. It's not. It's in the car. I've been using it as a charge point. That's why I've taken it out. There's a little space there for storing things, and that is where I believe the navigation DVD goes. Should you have one? I do have one, but it isn't for this country. I'll supply it with the vehicle, but it's there should you ever need it. Aside from that, you have storage. A little storage pocket here. There's a cigarette lighter, by the way. You have a little storage pocket under the passenger seat, which I'll show you in a minute. You've got the storage in the doors, and that door too, and similarly in the back doors, which I won't go into right now, but yes, there's storage in both the doors on the left and right. Just there you can see there's a storage compartment. So storage is quite, there's quite a lot of storage, and I'll show you the glove compartment too, because, well, why not? Showing you everything else. There you go. Not the biggest, but certainly usable. And if I can reach and get under the seat, I'll show you the storage under the seat. There you go. You got a little tray there, box, call it what you want, but it's a nice little storage box there. And let's look at the sunroof. The front sunroof is a manual roof. Let me zoom out so you can see that a little bit. There we go. Manual in the sense you just push it open. So nothing much to that. The one in the rear is electric. So if I swivel that camera around, there we go. Let's see if I can activate that. Open. Oop, there we go. Blinding sun coming in. It's an incredible October day. Just so that, just for your own reference, this is it's the 9th of October, so this will give you an indication as to when this video was taken. So you know it's very current. This isn't taken 6 months before trying to sell the car. No, I'm selling the car now. It is the 9th, and I'm posting the video, well, hopefully today on the 9th. If not the 9th, it'll be on the 10th. But yeah, it's a tilt slide sunroof, so it can tilt, but we will look at that later. Let me show you the middle seat. So this is the middle seat with the table removed. If I press this button, it's got a couple of cup holders there, very, very useful. It does flip up. I need to get to the side. So from the lever down here, it can flip. So you'll see the seat there flipped up. Yes, it's quite useless in that position because that's not the position it's supposed to be used in. You only flip this up if you're using the car in its traditional 7-seater type or 8-seater type configuration, which means flipping these seats around, which I'll do just to show you. So you slide this lever here, and unfortunately it's not going to be the easiest thing to do because I'm holding the camera at the same time, so do bear with me. Simple as that, it flips around. I'll do the same on the other side to show you what it's like with all the seats in the traditional configuration. There we go, we've got, there's actually 3 seats in the middle and 2 at the back. I think I mentioned, said 3 at the back before. It's not, it's 2 at the back and 3 in the middle row. But you've got loads of legroom at the front, and legroom at the back is not compromised in the least. So if I pull this forward, now in this scenario, when you have the seats like this, you do need to slide forward to get to the back. So this slides very, very easily. And there you go, and you can see how much space you've got at the back there. Still loads of space. I don't think there's any 7-seater that gives you full adult seats at the back. This does. In fact, the back is probably the most comfortable place to be on a long journey. You can see how much space you've got. Oh, and by the way, on the floor there's vents everywhere. So you've got vents here, and you've got vents under these seats. I think they are anyway, but you get really good airflow. That's probably it for the interior. I'm going to show you the rear windows, how they open, and the sunroofs all from outside, how it looks when all that's in the open position. Only because I really like it with the sunroof on tilt slide and the back windows open. It just makes the car stand out a little bit. So there we go. Sunroof open, both back and front, tilt in their tilt, I suppose, position is what you'd call it. The back windows are open too. They come out by an inch or so. And again, as I showed you before, it's electric control from the rear as well as the front. We've got nice LED side lights. Look really nice at night. I suppose the only thing that remains is show you the engine. Well, possibly the engine in the back, so I'll show you the boot after this. You see the engine's in really nice order. Clearly, well, you know, I've kept it really well. I've maintained it when anything's needed. It's been done. I've kept things clean. You can see. Hopefully, you can see anyway. AC was regassed about 2-3 months ago during the peak of the summer this year. It was. It's not cheap to regas AC on this car. It's not particularly expensive, but it's more expensive than a regular car because it's got it takes double the gas. It's a bigger vehicle, obviously, but it's ice cold. It really, really is. So you'll see the engine's in good condition. It sounds, well, I'll try and give you an indication. I mean, to me it sounds perfect. It really does. It sounds really nice. No strange noises from the engine, the gearbox or anything else. It really drives like a car that's just a few years old. So let's move around to the boot. So there's a button here. If the boot's locked, you can press that and it'll unlock the button as long as you've got the key with you. It's soft close, so if I open it and release it slowly, it pulls itself in. It has a motor which pulls the door back in. The side doors again are soft close. Again, you just lightly close them and has a motor that pulls in the doors. That's the back. Now you'll see there's very limited storage there at the moment because I've got this in a configuration where the seats are all the way back. You can change that from here just by doing that. Give yourself a lot more room. And suddenly you've got actually quite a large boot. You'll see condition wise it's really good. The carpet is in such good condition. It still looks light and fluffy, it doesn't look flattened. And the seat can actually, I won't do it for a second in this video, but you'll find this online if you really want to. The seats do fold up in the sense that they will fold up to the left and to the right, and you have a big open space. You can push the middle row right to the front and you practically have a van. I've used it for moving sofas and all sorts of big items. It's such a practical vehicle from that point of view. In fact, there's one more configuration I want to show you. I want to show you the seats flattened out. I've used this car in that configuration. It kind of provides you 2 beds in the back, but I shall show you that. So there you go, see seats all flattened out. Throw yourself a couple of blankets on there, maybe even a mattress topper or something, and you've got 2 beds. It's easily wide enough as well as long enough to sleep in there comfortably. Yeah, it's the space is really amazing, and it'll give you a chance here to have a quick look at the condition of the upholstery. It really is amazingly clean, no sagging at all. The foam is, well, it's like new, the foam. There are no marks, no wear. It really is in remarkable condition. I don't know how it's been kept this way. I've kept it well, but obviously someone's had it before me, and whoever had it before me has gone to some lengths to make sure everything been maintained or just been kept well. With all the maintenance in the world, you can't keep it this well. It is about how well you care for the vehicle, and who had it before me must have cared for it equally as good as I have, possibly even better. But it really is good. I'll give you a quick view from this side. Might be worth mentioning at the back here again, you have a little cigarette lighter charge point. Quite handy if you're sleeping in here and you want your phone on charge next to you. Well, you have a little charge point there, which is quite really handy. Or stick a fridge in here. I've had a little fridge in here in the past. You've got somewhere to power it from, and obviously you've got your one right there in the centre console at the front as well. You've got a couple of hooks. No, you have one hook, sorry, at the back on the passenger side seat. That's just for hanging something on. The little thing next to the hook on the right of the hook, it's a little slot, and that's actually for holding the controller that I showed you earlier. That controller there, it goes into that little slot there. So that's a controller. If I can point to it right there, we're going to slot here. So you've got a nice little home for it there. I think that's probably it. If there are any questions, you're more than welcome to get in touch. The vehicle is up at 5,100. Now that is by far the cheapest 2003 Nissan Elgrand with 72,000 miles, or anywhere close to that kind of mileage. I don't think you'll find another for this price. I've seen most of them starting at 6,000 and up, some 7, some even more than that. And I cannot say for sure, but it's unlikely they'll be in as good condition as this. As I keep saying, this is really exceptional condition. Now, the obvious question is, why are you selling it for this price? I was fortunate enough to buy this from the person who imported it back in 2015. He imported it in 14. and he sold it about 6 months later. I think it was about 6 months later, but I bought it in 2015. And if you're the importer, you take all the risk. And he imported it, he did a few journeys in it, and he did what he wanted, and then he sold it. And he wanted to buy another car. So he needed the cash, and he did me a very good deal. And I got it at a phenomenal price back then. And this was over 6 years ago. So I was really pleased with the price I got it for. And I just thought, well, if I got it for a good price, and I've used it, and it is a fantastic vehicle, anyone who has it would love it. And I really do want someone to take this who really wants this vehicle, wants an Elgrand, not just an 8-seater, but wants an Elgrand. And I'm happy for it to go at a sensible price. I did well on when I bought it. I hope whoever gets it does equally as well. So that's all there is to it. There's no other reason why I'm selling this cheap. I'm in no rush to sell it. If it's here for another month, 2 months, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I have the space to keep it. I'm in no urgent need for the money at this moment in time. The only reason I'm selling it is the fact that I have 1, 2, and another car inside there, I don't need it. I bought it when I needed it. I needed space. I needed an 8-seater. I don't today, and it being sat here for an indefinite period of time, it'll just deteriorate, and there's no sense in that. So there you have it. A couple of other bits of information that might be worthwhile knowing. I have it insured, fully comp. I have it down to 5,000 miles a year. I don't do 5,000, but I have it insured as 5,000 miles a year. My insurance is coming in at £450 a year. So it's not expensive to insure. To give you some context, my Prius over there is costing me almost the same, but in fact slightly more than this to insure. That gives you some sort of context. Everyone's details will be different, and therefore insurance will vary depending on your particulars, but it gives you an idea. If I'm paying about £550 for the Prius, and I'm paying £450 for this, it means insurance for this isn't bad at all. I've had the engine started now for quite some time. I started it during this video. Still ticking away smoothly, as you would expect. This is the 3.5 litre V6. This is the same engine they put in the Nissan 350 sports car. So it's pretty punchy. It does move when you want it to. I'll just give you a quick indication of the dash again. Temperature holding steady again as you'd expect it to, and nothing strange, no lights, ticking away smoothly. It's yeah, there's not much more I can say, so I think that's probably it. Any questions, feel free to get in touch, I'm happy to do additional videos for anybody who wants them, or photographs of particular areas of the car if necessary, or you can give me a call and I can talk you through anything you want talking through. Thank you very much.